In blackest day, in brightest night, beware the fear made to light. Let those who try to stop what's right burn like his power, Sinestro's might. What's going on, guys? Park Life Nerds back again, and today we're going to look at the next Lantern Corps, the Sinestro Corps. Let's begin. So, who are the Sinestro Corps? Well, make it easy. They are a Lantern Corps created by former Green Lantern, and probably one of the greatest at that time, Thal Sinestro. The Sinestro Corps gained its power from the yellow emotional spectrum of fear. Okay, so let's look at the origins of the Sinestro Corps. So Sinestro, as I mentioned, was one of the greatest Green Lanterns. However, he wanted to eliminate all crime in his sector, and doing so, he was using his Green Lantern ring to strike fear into the inhabitants of that sector. The Guardians, of course, were pretty bad at this, and they banished him to the antimatter universe on a planet called Quad. On this planet, the Quadrians were making weapons, and he managed to reverse engineer his ring, the current Green Lantern ring, into the yellow power ring of fear. So with this ring, he became the first of the Sinestro Corps, or the Yellow Lanterns at the time. Since then, he's been back and forth to Quad, upgrading the ring, getting it changed. Most recently, he basically took the ring back and gained it from more power from the Parallax entity, which is the Fear entity. Okay, which brings us actually on to Parallax. So, originally, you hear this name in Emerald Twilight as Hal Jordan's alter ego. What really happens is Parallax is actually the entity of fear. So you found out that Hal was actually infected by that. He wasn't just an evil guy called Parallax. Now, this is where all fear comes from in the universe, and where Sinestro now gets his power from. At one point, Parallax was held in the Green Lantern ring as a prison on Oa. This is actually the reason why many people used to think that Green Lanterns were weak to the color yellow. It was more they were weak to fear, and that was coming from Parallax himself. So Sinestro decides he needs an army himself to combat the Green Lanterns. In order to take on the Green Lanterns, Sinestro made his own army. He headed back to Quad, this time enslaving the whole planet, who helped him create the rings and forcing them to weaponize it. And they made many, many rings and sent them out into the universe. He also created his own power battery, so he had his own corps. They were based on Quad. Now that Sinestro had his own army, it was time to go find the Greens. And this is the story of the Sinestro Corps. So, if you were looking for readings that are great for the Sinestro Corps, you undoubtedly got to read Jeff Johns' Sinestro Corps War. This is basically where we see them start to attack the Green Lanterns, start the story arc towards the Blackest Night. Great story. I've actually got this one in hardback. It is such a good read. You learn so much more about Sinestro himself, and a lot changes for Green Lantern and the emotional spectrum lore. You learn about the Reds. Green Lanterns have to start killing. It's a good story. Get out there, grab it. Of course, there's the Blackest Night after that. Sinestro plays a big part in that one. So in Sinestro Corps War, you get amazing things like Superboy Prime. You get the Anti-Monitor, Mongol. All these amazing characters or super villains pick up Yellow Lantern rings, amplifying them so much that you wonder why they're not in charge of the Corps yet. Sinestro's still bossing them around. So it's, good read. Next into the Blackest Night, following on from Sinestro Corps War. Basically, the slow build-up has kicked in now. All the different lanterns interacting. How are they going to beat Volthoom? Sinestro himself becomes the first official White Lantern, I guess, which is unforeseen, but it was good to see. Of course, then there's Brightest Day. He's back in that one again. The Corpse, get out there and read basically any of that series from Jeff Johns. He does a great job explaining the emotional spectrum. And there we have it. That was the Sinestro Corps. An amazing part of the mythos added. Sinestro's been around for a long, long time, obviously being a Green Lantern to begin with, so when he got his own corps, it was good to see. He's still going around in the comics at the moment. He's been an ultraviolet Lantern, as well as currently I believe he's a Red Lantern, which is very interesting to see. So looking forward to reading more of that. Alright, thank you for listening.